you can get started with me because the beginning of the week of last week is when we announced the patient guide. So what an exciting week it was last week. So yeah, we gave you all the links, all the information. You can find all of this on the front page of our website under resources, under Hope Shops. Even within resources, we have a post about books that have been written by community members, and it's in there too. It's like everywhere. You really can't miss it. If someone says I can't find it, I say I challenge thee. I challenge you. So yeah, we launched the aortic dissection, the patient guide, now in the month of September. Actually, Aortic Hope was established in 2016. We became a nonprofit in 2018, and all along our goal was to meet the needs of the entire aortic community wherever they were during the recovery and management of aortic disease. Because as we know, we'll have a lot of people with us and it's because they're struggling. And then next thing you know, they're gone. And I don't see their names for a while. And then lo and behold, they come back if something's changed and they need a little support. So, and we do all these different things through so many different ways. And if for those of you that aren't aware, Molly is our director of social media and in charge of our Survivor series now. So she's got that under that little chicken wing right there. So that's great. So she's helping also the organization as a whole really create that interactive experience with everybody in the community. But the aortic dissection, the patient guide, was actually led by our director of administrative services, Jenny Schaefer. She's also a multiple aortic dissection survivor going back from 2020. And as she says, and I'll quote, aortic dissection, the patient guide, is a labor of love that we all wish we had received after our aortic dissection. Written by patients, for patients, the depth and breadth of the book is comprehensive and details everything from basic education about what happened to you through recovery and life after dissection. After my dissection, I had no idea what happened, why, and how I was going to navigate recovery. Every fellow survivor echoes this problem. So when I found out I could take this project on, I was honored. Aortic Dissection, the Patient Guide, was originally written by our friends at Aortic Dissection Awareness UK in Ireland, and they graciously allowed Aortic Hope to bring it to the US. For more than 10 months, a team of doctors, clinicians, and patients in the US revised and translated the content of this guide to really become a US patient and caregiver resource. And we're proud to say that this guide has been endorsed by the Society of Thoracic Surgeons and the Society of Vascular Surgery. Society for Vascular Surgery. Aortic Hope is a nonprofit organization whose board members are not financially compensated. To bring this guide to life, we relied on funding from generous organizations like Run for Aortic Health, Terumo, and Edward Life Science to be able to provide this guide at no cost to doctors, clinicians, hospitals, and for them to be able to basically give it to their dissection patients. Through charitable acts like these, our goal is to eventually provide a guide in some form to every aortic dissection patient in the U.S. Patients and their caregivers may that's a weird word we have in there, may present, I guess, a download. They can, I don't know what that word was, so it just threw me off. I was on such a roll. I was going and going.
Patients and their caregivers may presently download a PDF of the guide from our website.
Just didn't look like the right word. I kept saying presently. That's what happened. Presently, colloquially, patients and their caregivers may presently, not presently. That's what happened. I stared at that presently for so long. May presently download a PDF of the guide from our website. And then from the entire board, presenting Aortic Dissection, the Patient Guide US edition to the community is a defining moment for all of us. We are confident in saying that if we had a copy of this guide to read and refer to after our aortic dissections, not only would recovery have been easier, but our outlook on our future would have been brighter sooner. Even now, for some of us, over 10 years since dissecting, reading this book has enlightened and educated us. So back to all seriousness, we really feel strongly that if you've had an aortic dissection, whether 10 years ago or more, or recently, this book, you'll get something out of this guide. Molly, you have any thoughts on that while I go over presently and presently?
I wholeheartedly agree. Had I had this guide, not only would it have helped me feel better to know that this happens enough to publish something about it, because I thought I was all alone when this happened.
Yeah.
But just the information in it is just, it just flows really nicely. It was like reading my situation all over again, just in a generic form.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just an incredible tool, and I am so excited about it. And I think everyone should get a copy, if not for themselves, to be able to share to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's well done, very well done.
Yeah, I kind of looked at this book as everything we do 365 days a year. We dissect the book, and we've been doing it for so long. It's just now it's all in one presentation. And even though it says aortic dissection, there's still information about aneurysms that's touched upon, valves are touched upon, and we do foresee there being the next book probably focusing solely on aneurysms and valves. So that's nice to know that this is going to continue on in the future. But really, every article we share from STS or Mayo Clinic or Cleveland or wherever it may come from, we've been presenting this stuff for many, many years, and now it's just in that one book. So
it's in a nice, sweet spot, easy to read and easy to obtain. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Love it. And we will have the Audible out soon. So again, you can download this, or you can request one per household if you're a patient or caregiver, friend, family member, what have you. We are asking that you would consider covering that shipping and handling of $10. And doctors can receive boxes of 25 in quantity for free. So there is no cost associated to the book itself. We wanted to make sure there was really little to no barrier created between patients or caregivers receiving this.
So essentially, the guide is free to have downloaded audio or hard copy. However, it is, that's period. But also they can donate money to the cause, correct?
Correct. I mean, if you're looking to get one as a community member, we are asking that shipping and handling be covered for you to get the hard copy, because you do have many other avenues of obtaining the book that would allow us to not incur a cost at all, and that would be download or Audible when that releases. But again, talk to your physician, get them to order a big box, and you can always get a hard copy from your physician without having to consider that donation for shipping and handling.
So how would I present that, let's say, to my cardiologist who I might see next week? Just say, hey, by the way, there's a patient guide regarding dissection. I was stumped when I had mine. I had nowhere to go, but now we have a book. You can order up to 25 copies to hand out to your fellow doctors, surgeons, or patients.
You can order as many copies as you want. They just come in boxes of 25 each. And basically, if you pulled this up on the website, you could just show them this link right there, and they could pull it up. And they could pull Aortic Hope right up on their phone, on their website, and just click the link. It takes you right to an order form. It's very easy. Just need their name, their phone number, I believe, their email address, and how many they want. And it'll be shipped out and received by them within 2 weeks.
That's just great.
Simple, easy peasy. Yep. So that was our last week, first of the beginning of the week post. And we will go over also last week, we had our very first live event with Jack Crow and with Carmen David, both out of Aortic Athletes. They are both aortic dissection survivors and Hope ambassadors with us. And they interviewed Dr. Timothy Churchill, who went into great detail about exercise post-dissection, kind of down the road, further through recovery, and they really broke it down into a lot of detail. So you can go into our videos on YouTube and check that live event out now that it's in there for you to see at any time. But it was, again, a lot of in-depth information, good questions that were presented and answered by Dr. Churchill. So we look forward to having them host some more events in the future. We actually just had one the other day. Carmen hosted with Dr. Prakash, again, focusing solely on research. So that's kind of what Aortic Athletes focuses on, is how one can get back into, some athletic exercise or regimen post-dissection. So, yeah, that was that.